Hi everyone. I wanted to start by reading on behalf of the team at Rare some words that we've prepared because we couldn't release this video without first acknowledging the political turmoil that has unfolded globally, sparked by the murder of George Floyd in Minneapolis and the systemic issue of police brutality against Black communities across the world. It wouldn't be right, and we owe it to you and our Black players, creators and colleagues to talk about this. Black lives matter to us, and we will take that forward in everything that we do. We're discussing at a studio and an Xbox level what we can do to be better, to be more inclusive, and to champion and support equality. For those of you in the Black community, we see you, we stand with you, and we'll continue to raise you up in any way that we can. At Rare, we have so many reasons to be proud of the Sea of Thieves community. You, our players, inspire us each and every day. You remind us that the game we've created can be a force for good in the world. You inspire us with your creativity, your kindness, your generosity, and the countless examples of how you've welcomed and embraced new players, made new friends with whom to share your adventures. There are many reasons to be proud of the community we all share, and it's so important more than ever that we all stand united together against this kind of discrimination. This means it's important we call out any acts of racism and discrimination within our community. If we all do that united as one, our community will be more welcoming, more vibrant, and stronger together than ever before. We've always been very vocal about creating an inclusive experience where we have a zero-tolerance approach to discrimination. We've created an experience that allows people to represent themselves how they want in our world. And we've strived to create an experience where people feel welcome regardless of who they are. Seeing the worldwide protests as part of the Black Lives Matter movement has given us all a moment to reflect and realise that this isn't enough. We will be reassessing across all areas of Sea of Thieves as to where we can make meaningful change. How do we allow players to represent themselves even further in the way that they want? How do we demonstrate that it is a place for everybody? How do we ensure it's a place where people don't suffer discrimination, and if they do, they have the right avenues to report it, and that they're aware that meaningful action is taken? And then how do we share our progress here? So we will be partnering and seeking feedback from Black communities both inside Xbox and outside to use this moment in time to inspire us to make Sea of Thieves a more inclusive experience both now and in the future. This is just the start for Sea of Thieves and for Rare. We want to take the time to listen, to learn, and to make plans that meaningfully change the Sea of Thieves experience to be more inclusive. We'll share more as we go through this process together. We'll share updates on this via Sea of Thieves news, via blog post on our website, and ultimately via the changes that we'll make to the game experience. Thank you to everyone who has raised a voice, who has spoken out, and who has given us the inspiration and guidance to do better. Black Lives Matter.
Hello and welcome to another Sea of Thieves news. We've got lots of exciting things coming up today, starting with Joni bringing us all the latest updates on the game. Andrew Preston gives us our first look at the new ghost ship battles. And John Vincent spills the beans on shanty selection. Lots of exciting things coming up today, so let's get started.
Hey everyone, so in today's Sea of Thieves news, I'm going to be hitting a range of topics. I'll touch on our upcoming June release, our recent Steam launch, our continued focus on game quality, but before that I wanted to reiterate our approach to dealing with discrimination in Sea of Thieves and how to report it. If you experience discrimination of any kind in Sea of Thieves, we treat this with a zero-tolerance approach. You can submit evidence of other players discriminating against you via a support ticket at the Sea of Thieves website. We review all evidence received, and we have and will continue to ban players who discriminate against others. There's no place on the seas for people who discriminate. You can also find recent players via the Xbox Dash on console and the Xbox Console Companion on PC, and you can kind of go to people's profiles and you can actually report them directly to the Xbox enforcement team from here too. So looking ahead to our next monthly release, it's coming June 17th and it's entitled Haunted Shores. And in the two kind of videos that follow my section, you're going to get a glimpse at two of the main things that are coming as part of this. It's a really, really cool update. Loads of cool stuff coming. Alongside the cool stuff that's coming, we also have a continued focus on hit registration. We made some significant improvements to this in the May release, but there's still more to come in June. And it is a continued focus for us to get this in the best state possible. It is a complex system. We have networked gunplay and networked swordplay, and that's on moving kind of physics objects that are the boats. It's in water, it's on land. It's a pretty complex undertaking, but we know that it's not delivering in all of the areas that we want it to in terms of just that reliability. So we hear that feedback loud and clear. I wanted to also talk a little bit about the recent Steam release. It's been amazing to kind of reach a completely new audience. And we've seen so many new people coming in via Steam and also in kind of places around the world where we haven't really had a strong presence. It's just been amazing to see our kind of reach grow globally. And most interesting as well is kind of we looked into the data and it seems that there's one person playing in Antarctica. So, if that's you and you're out there, you're watching this, feel free to reach out and, let us know how the ping is. It'd be interesting to hear from you. I think the other thing as well with the Steam thing is that it's great that audience comes in and can play with our players on Windows 10, it can play with our players on the Xbox console, and it just means that the Sea of Thieves community becomes bigger and broader and more vibrant than ever. So yeah, it's been a really great moment for us. I wanted to talk a little bit about game quality and what I mean by that. And so, as we look forward, we want to have a continued focus on a better understanding of the quality and health of the live game. So along with delivering new content, we swiftly address the top issues important to our players. And this is obviously a constant balance, and hit registration is one of those. And the May release went a decent way towards this, but there's still work to do. So, we're going to be continually monitoring what kind of the top points of feedback are from our players, and if there are kind of issues that are in the game that are causing real frustration, especially for our most engaged players. And so, we are listening, we're observing, and we constantly want to get better and improve with that, as well as continuing to deliver and enrich the game. So it's a balance, but we want to do better. And part of that is actually just focused on making the release day as smooth as possible. So whenever we do an update, we know in the past that there have been times when, when that update goes live, we see a lot of people coming in and trying to get in, and there can be issues kind of getting into the game for, a few hours that day. And it's super frustrating because everyone's excited to kind of see the new content. So we have a specific focus on how do we make that as smooth as possible and kind of eliminate any of those issues for new people kind of coming in on the day of release. So that's it from me, but there's a couple of super cool videos coming up with the kind of glimpse into what's coming in the June update. So thank you for listening so much, and I'll see you on the seas. Cheers.
Ghost ships are a brand new on-demand sea-based threat where players can sail off to these haunted shores and face off against these fleets of ghostly spectral ships. It's kind of like a sailing challenge where players have to weave in and out of these spectral fleets and take shots at them to take them out. So ghost ships have a suite of new kind of ammunition that they can fire at players to challenge them. So they have phantom cannonballs, which are these spirits that kind of hurl towards your ship. They also fire wraith balls at players, which are these big spectral faces that kind of lunge towards the ship. And when they hit, they kind of hit like a shotgun blast. So they do a big impulse on the ship and do lots of damage. If players kind of back off and come behind the ghost ships, they have these ghostly mines that they'll drop out the back of their ships, and players will have to maneuver and weave their ship around them to try and avoid them. Or if you're feeling dangerous, you can kind of lean off the front of the ship with your flintlock and blast it away and explode it before it gets to your ship. So players will be able to go to the Order of Souls, and they can now purchase bounties to go after land-based skeletons like they always have, but then also now go after kind of sea-based threats with ghost ships. We're really excited for players to get their hands on ghost ships and have these epic encounters on the Sea of Thieves. And you'll be able to play it for yourself in the next content update.
With the next update, we're going to have a shanty selection UI, which is a long time coming and has taken a lot of work by a lot of people, but it's amazing. Like the fact that you can actually just select what you want and play that without just having to cycle through a load of random stuff before you get to it, it will be an amazing thing. Whilst all that work's been going on, and it's taken a little while, we've actually been recording another 8 shanties. In amongst those 8, we will have the Maiden Voyage as a playable shanty. We will have Stitch's Sorrow, and We Shall Sail Together. And there's obviously another 5 as well. Some of them are a little bit more playful, but others are just epic. There's a whole set of emotions that we're trying to do. So there's some happy ones, there's some sad ones, there's some exciting ones, and some well, we don't have any boring ones. Essentially, you've always got something that you can pick from a shanty to sort of accompany your journey with your buddies. Really looking forward to seeing, you know, what people come up with the new shanty selection system, and it will be available in the next update.
Thank you very much for watching. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Sea of Thieves news, then like, subscribe, and click that little ship's bell for all those notifications. Cheers.